Hi, this is Scott from BrickLanta, and in this video I'm talking about the BrickTrac LEGO inventory management software and adding loose parts to your inventory or your online Bricklink store. It's actually really quick, and the best part is that unlike some other tools, BrickTrac updates your store instantly. By the way, I'm using version 0.99.59.143, which is a beta version preparing for our 1.0 release. Okay, before we get started, make sure you're familiar with storage locations in the app. Every part in your inventory gets assigned to either a set or a container, and you need to set those up beforehand. Check out the storage locations video if you need to do that. So, from our main menu, there are actually multiple ways to add parts. In the blue buttons on the right side, there are 4 different ways to add pieces to sets that are missing them. That's something that we'll discuss in another video. On the top left here, add loose pieces to inventory. We can add parts or minifigs or books or gear to your personal inventory and to your online store. If you don't love buttons, you can also come up to the drop downs, select Manage Collections, and select Add Loose Items. Okay, this is the form we'll use to add loose items to inventory. The first thing we need to do is select a batch. As you may remember, batches are how BrickTrac associates your costs with your parts. You can see that I have multiple batches available in my copy, including the default batch, January 1st, 1980, personal inventory. If you really don't want to track costs, you can just select this one. Today I'm uploading parts from a 23-pound batch that has been sitting in the back of my closet since April. Now we can get down to adding parts. Right now I'm working on tiles that I've sorted. I took a picture of them here. All the larger tiles in the batch plus round tiles from the batch are here. I'm going to start with the 2x2 tiles on the right. First, we'll check my current store inventory. I'm going to refresh, and let's scroll down to see if that I do not have any light bluish gray tiles currently. So back to the form. Tiles are parts, but you could also add minifigures, gear, instructions, books, catalogs, or original boxes / packaging. The category here is tiles, of course, and the drop down here scrolls a long way down. I like to use the keyboard to speed things up when I'm adding parts. Just typing TI here brings up tiles. I hit tab and it's selected. Now the part names drop down is also long, but you might notice that it's only plain tiles, not decorated tiles with prints or stickers. If I check here, include decorated, you can see that the list gets way longer. Honestly, it's really hard to find a specific decorated part this way. We'll get into that in a bit when we're adding the printed tile that I have. For right now, let's uncheck include decorated, and we'll select the 2x2 tiles. The ones I'm adding all happen to be with groove, but it's good to see that the variants are right in front of you so you know to check. For example, the 2x3 tiles have no other variant, but 2x2 does, and when you're dealing with used parts, you never know what you're going to come across. So 2 things just happened. First of all, you see a note that the location has changed. BrickTrac knows that most tiles in my collection belong in container square 3. So it's alerting me that the location has changed. BrickTrac actually has a few speed bumps like this in the app to intentionally slow you down whenever there's a danger of making a mistake that would be very hard to fix. If I was entering parts into, say, drawer 29, and the next tile belonged in container square 3, but I kept dropping pieces into drawer 29, I would have a hard time finding it again later. And if someone ordered one of those parts from me, I'd have to tell them I couldn't find it. This is easy enough to dismiss. Just hit the Enter key, but it's there as one of the few barriers to making an inventory error. The other thing that happened was that the item number was populated. This is part 3068B. If you know part numbers, you can use this white drop down to select a part instead of the part name box. For example, I can type 3004, hit tab, and I get a pop-up saying that the location has changed again to box 7 because the part and category have changed to a 1x2 brick. Okay, back to 3068B. It's time to select the colors. As you can see, I have 11 light bluish gray 2x2 tiles. So I will type in light B, hit tab to select light bluish gray. Now I default all the loose items to used, but you can see that I have the option to change that to new, as well as some custom conditions that you can also set up in the maintenance tab. So I'll hit tab to get out of this, and it goes to container square 3. I have no reason to change that, but I can if I want. Tab again, and that's the quantity box. So I'll type in 11, tab to go to the add button, and here I can either just hit space or enter to send. And that's it. Those 11 light bluish gray 2x2 tiles are not only in my inventory in BrickTrac, they're instantly on sale in my store in BrickLink. No more storing up loads of parts to upload in a big batch, nothing to remember, nothing you can lose if the power goes out mid-sorting. If I switch back to BrickLink, let's scroll up, click go to refresh the page, and there they are, 11 light bluish gray tiles 2x2 with groove. But wait, you say, I never entered a price. That's true. BrickTrac took care of that for me. You can choose your price strategy in the business options. Yes, that's in another video. And then BrickTrac implements it automatically. All right, we're going to run through all these other colors really quickly. BrickTrac returned my cursor to the color drop-down. That means I can add all the 2x2 tiles of different colors without touching my mouse again. Maximum speed. Okay. B for black. Tab, tab, tab. 4 tab space. REDD for reddish brown. Tab, tab, tab. 3 tab space. Y for yellow. Tab, tab, tab. 2 tab space. Dark B for dark blue. Tab, tab, tab. 6 tab space. Dark R for dark red. Tab, tab, tab. 2 tab space. R for red. Tab, tab, tab. 2 tab space. And dark BLUI for dark bluish gray. Tab, tab, tab. 3 tab space. And that's it. 8 lots in less time than it took to count them. Now, your mileage may vary. Maybe you have each color in a separate container. That will slow you down, but BrickTrac won't be your bottleneck. If you want to optimize, you can focus on other things. BrickTrac gets out of your way while you enter parts. Before we close out, let's tackle a decorated part. I have a white 2x2 tile with the Lego news on it. Like I said earlier, some parts just have so many variants. This is not the best way to search. Luckily, I use a website called Figure It Out app that has minifigure and decorated part search. So I'll type in white color, type is tile, size is 2x2. This is a print, not a sticker. And I'll just type in news to additional terms, click submit, and there they are. It's this third one with a tree on it. That is definitely the part. So I'll just double click on the part number, switch back to the app, right click on this white drop down, paste, there it is. Now you can see a couple of things. First of all, include decorated automatically got checked. Also, BrickTrac filled in the select color to white. Why? Well, this part is only known to exist in white, so BrickTrac fills it in for you. By the way, you can override this behavior. Just uncheck limit to known colors, and you can add this part in chrome antique brass if you want. I just don't recommend it. You can see that BrickTrac can't find a picture of this part in that color, which should be a warning to you that it doesn't exist. All right, we're going to type in one quantity and add that to the inventory. Now, we were already on BrickLink on the part page. Why not just click Add to my inventory? Well, let's go try that. If I click it, I get this page. So I can scroll down. Now I need to select the color. It tells me white is the only known color, so cool. Still have to select it, but whatever. Comments, I'm going to leave this blank. By the way, comments are automatic in BrickTrac as well. They're tied to the container, but in this case there just aren't any. My remarks. This is where I'd put the container name. That was CTNRSQ03-tiles, I think. I'm not sure. What if I have a typo here? No harm, no foul. Well, if you do make a difference in this field, BrickLink will create a new lot and your customer could see two different rows for the same part. Okay, quantity, check, that's one. Price each. Now I have to go look this up, and I can use the price guide here if I want, but you're not going to get as many options as we have in the BrickTrac price strategy. Hang on, let's take a second. This will be average of 29.8 cents, so 0.298. Okay, couldn't click it, I had to retype it. We'll scroll down. This is a used part, and now I have to review it. Okay. All right, so this looks good. I have an option to adjust the quantity. The new quantity would be 2. Apparently I already have one, and I can click add to inventory. So that's that. Even though we started out already on this BrickLink page, you can see that entering it through BrickTrac is just faster and less prone to error. You might have also noticed that in BrickTrac, in addition to not entering price, I didn't enter whether it was for sale or stockroom, or even if it was synced to BrickLink at all, or if there was a discount rate. And that's because those things are also tied to the container you add it to. In my collection, container square 3 is listed for sale on BrickLink with 0% discount, and any parts I put in that container go on sale. I have other containers that are in stockroom, and yet other containers that are local only, meaning they're not synced to BrickLink at all. Also, some containers have discount rates. For example, I have a big miscellaneous bin for parts that are just too large or awkward to fit in drawers or boxes. Everything that goes in there is listed for 10% off because I just want them gone. Well, ironically, this became a long video, but entering these parts is really fast. I have 143 tiles to enter, and I'll have it all done in 5 minutes. Sorting is the slowest part, and if I could speed that up, I would. Meanwhile, give it a shot with your own inventory, add a part, see how easy it is. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get notified when new tutorials get posted.